As with all modules in Microsoft Dynamics 365 for operations, there's a high degree of integration and interconnectivity between the lean manufacturing functionality and other modules. This interconnectivity allows the production flow to act as the mainstay for lean manufacturing and maintain important relationships for the planning, scheduling, and implementation pieces of the production process. The processes described in this lesson are listed in the order that they need to be conducted. As production flow activities and resource group capacity settings require definition in time units, these must be set up properly as a unit with a unit class referring to time. Time units for days, hours, minutes, and seconds should be present with the unit class of time. Proper unit conversions should also be created for these time units. These time units can then be set up as the defaults within the Production Parameters Unit of Measure tab to establish the default units of measure that are used to define activity times and lead times. The default time unit for production flows should be set on the Lean Manufacturing tab of the Production Parameters. The production flow model predefines the calendar and capacity usage for a group of work cells and for the detailed settings in the production flow processes. It also predefines the structure and behavior of the Kanban schedule for the cells. A unique production flow model should be defined for a category of work cells that have similar behavior. The most important property of the production flow model is the model type, which selects the method to measure capacity for the work cell. The production flow model defines the capacity settings for the work cell. The options are throughput. The capacity and load of a work cell are measured in quantities of product that are produced, and hours. The capacity and load of a work cell are measured in periods of hours and minutes. Note that after you create a production flow model, you cannot change its type. Every product every, or EPE, defines the number of days within the EPE cycle that is used in automatic planning. The value in this field is used to calculate the period when a Kanban job is scheduled. Start date equals due date minus EPE cycle. The capacity shortage reaction defines the method of Kanban scheduling to use if there is no capacity available during the required period. This parameter is only used when the Kanban auto planning is used for process jobs. The options are postpone, cancel, add to the requested period, and distribute. With the postpone option, the job is postponed until the day that throughput becomes available. With the cancel option, automatic planning of the Kanban job is canceled. With the add to the requested period option, the job is added to the scheduled period of the required date. The result is that the work cell is overloaded during the scheduled period. With the distribute option, the Kanbans of a single event are distributed to the available production periods, starting with the first available period. The planning period is used for planning Kanbans automatically and using the Kanban schedule board. The options are day, week, and production flow model. When day is selected, the Kanban schedule consists of periods of calendar days. The Kanban schedule board displays days for each column for scheduling. When week is selected, the Kanban schedule consists of periods of weeks. The Kanban schedule board displays weeks for each column for scheduling. When production flow model planning time fence is selected, the planning time fence defines the number of planning periods that are defined in the planning period type to use in the planning time fence. Planning periods can be either days or weeks. The Kanban schedule board displays the Kanban jobs that are scheduled during the defined planning time fence. Kanbans can only be scheduled within this planning time fence. Note that after you create a production flow model, you can change the value of this field. The change does not affect jobs that were previously created. To create a production flow model, we first navigate to Production Control, Setup, Lean Production Flow, Production Flow Models. The Production Flow Models form opens. Next, we click New in the Action pane to create a new production flow model. In the Production Flow Model field, we enter an alphanumeric identifier, which can be up to 50 characters in length. For this example, we'll enter PF model underscore 2. Now, in the model type field, we can select throughput or hours. For our example, we'll select throughput. In the EPE cycle in days field in the Kanban schedule fast tab, we enter the number of days in the EPE cycle. We'll enter 1. In the planning period type field, we can select day or week. For our example, we'll select day. In the planning time fence field, we enter the number of planning periods to use. We'll enter 10. Finally, in the capacity shortage reaction field, we can select postpone, cancel, add to the requested period, or distribute. We'll select add to the requested period. We click Save in the action pane and then close the form.